Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you all the tools that you can use or you should be using on Microsoft Word. First thing you need to notice is that I am using the app Microsoft Word. I am not using Microsoft Word Online. If you want to do your essay on Microsoft Word Online, that's fine, but you eventually would need to put it, at least for my class, you would need to move that from Microsoft Word Online into a regular Word document in the Word app. The reason for this is that when you have teachers who are strict about MLA format, which most teachers here are, they're going to want the spacing right, the page number to be right, the font and everything like that to be precise. And Word Online, sometimes when you upload it to Canvas, it throws off the font. The page number doesn't always work right in Word Online. So the tools here in the regular Word are the ones who are like more foolproof. So you should be trying to use regular Word. So I'm going to show you how you would set your document up using MLA format, and this is the manual way. There is a way where you can just go to MLA format in Word and it'll do everything for you, but you need to know how to do this manually because some teachers are going to make you know how to do this. First thing, if your page doesn't look like this, you need to go up here to this little box with an arrow, the ribbon display options, click it. Yours might be an auto hide, so it would look like this, or yours might be in only showing the tabs. It would look like this. You want yours to show tabs and commands. That way you always have access to this stuff. If there's ever a time where you're trying to display the Word document and you want all this to go away, you can just click this thing and it'll go up, and then you just get it back here again. All right, so that's what this button is for. So already on the home screen, Word defaults to this Calibri font 11, and it usually will not be double spaced, and the spacing is going to be all off. So your first step before you type a single thing should be go change this to Times New Roman 12. Every single piece of typed words should be in your document Times New Roman 12. No bold, no italics, no underlined, unless you're writing like a research paper or an analysis paper where you're going to have titles and things like that in there of published works. But if it's just an essay that you're writing about yourself or something like that, then it should all be the same. All right, so shortcuts for alignment are here. This is your left align, this is your center align. That's all you're ever going to need for a lit paper, pretty much. This is how you space. So it's got lines and it's got arrows. If you want to know what any of this is, you just hover and it'll pull up and tell you what it is. So you click the little drop down. You're going to change it to 2, but that's not enough because when you click this paragraph settings little arrow, it'll pull up this big box, and you see that it does say double spaced, but it's got this 8 here. That needs to be a 0. All these numbers should be 0. That way all your spacing is going to be uniform throughout, and click OK. Now, at this point, if you want to never have to do this again, if you're on your own computer and you know you're going to always use Word on this computer, you go to your options, you check to make sure your font's right, set as default, all documents, and click OK. Now from now on, that's going to be your font, your default font. Same thing with this. You'll have the zeros, you'll have the double spacing, set as default, all documents. I'm not doing it on mine because I like to have mine single spaced for certain assignments that I make. So here's what you're going to do next. You've got everything formatted correctly on the page, so now you type your MLA heading, which is, like I've said before, we use that YMC date acronym to remember. So the Y would be your name. The M is my name, so your teacher's name would go here. The C is the course or class name. So your class name is not first period. Your class name is 9th Lit Comp. And then the date. Now, since we follow the same format as like English people in England, the Modern Language Association is based in, we're doing MLA based in the English format. You're going to do the date the way that they would write the date. So if today is the 24th of January, we wouldn't write it like you do here in America. You would do 24 space January, and if you stop there, you just hit enter and it does it for you. So you want to make sure that your date looks just like this. There are no commas, there's no dashes. January is written out, and then you hit enter. Now you're going to put your title in the very middle. The way that you center things is you don't hit the space bar a million times, you don't hit the tab button 5 times, you go up here to your alignment and hit the center button and it's aligned. So you would do title. You don't type out title, you put the actual title of your essay. Now you see that I haven't underlined my title. I didn't make the font of my title 24 font huge like this. If your title looks like this, that's wrong. Your title should be 12, just like everything else. Why don't we underline our titles or put them in quotation marks? Because this is your essay and your essay has not been published. The only things that should have quotations or be underlined or be in italics are published pieces of writing. Since your work has never been published, it's just plain, has no signifiers. So you go back to left align, and this is where you're going to start writing your introduction to your essay. But you don't type here. You have to make sure you indent all your paragraphs. Again, you are never going to hit the space bar more than once, the enter button more than once, or the tab button more than once to indent or to center a line or to double space. All that's done for you through formatting. So the way that you indent is you look to the left on your keyboard and you push that button that says tab, you hit it 1 time, and then you start your introduction here. And you continue to write there so that your essay is all uniform. The last thing that you need to do, or you could do this at the beginning, just before you submit your essay, you're missing something. You have to put in your page number. Again, you don't have to wait till the end to do this. You can do this at any time. I usually just add it in at the end. So you are inserting a page number into your document. So you would go to the Insert tab over here next to Home. You click the tab, you're going to go way over here to the right. You're not going to insert a header. If you put a header in, it's going to bring up the little dotted lines, and then whatever you type in the header is going to go up at the top of your page, and that exact same thing is going to repeat on every single page. That's what a header is. So you'll rarely need that in a literature class. You're putting in a page number. That way your pages are going to be numbered, and for each page, when you go to the second page, it's going to change from a number 1 to a number 2. When you go to your third page, it'll be a number 3. It numbers your pages automatically for you. Again, if you do this in the header, it's only going to be page 1 the whole way down, or whatever you have written up there. You want it at the top of the page, and you want it all the way to the right. So you see how this little 1 is all the way to the right? That's how you know you click this one. Click it, and then it's going to pop up a 1 with a cursor in front of it. That little blinky line, that's called a cursor, in case you forgot. Then you just type your last name. Again, please do not type the actual words last name. This is your last name, goes in there. When you want to get out of here, you just double tap your mouse and you're out. Yes, it's going to be gray right here. That's normal. So now, if you were to type a whole line of text all the way down here and you would have a second page, it would be your last name with a number 2 next to it instead of a number 1, because that's your second page, right? Now, the last thing this is the problem that many of you struggle with, saving your document. Up here, if you can see, it says autosave is off. My autosave is always off because I don't use the OneDrive. The OneDrive, if we're having internet connection problems, if your computer is being glitchy, the OneDrive is going to lose things. It's not going to save properly. I do not like the OneDrive, so I don't use OneDrive. I always turn my autosave off, and again, it's just automatically off because I never log into it. So just when you've got your own personal computer, now if you're at a computer in the media center that you're not going to use again, You obviously can't, you can still save to that computer and just upload it to Canvas or wherever you're putting it if you're going to do it within that day, but you can't save something to a computer in the media center and then come back a week later and expect it to still be there. That in that case, you need to figure out a different way to save it to the computer, email it to yourself, whatever you need to do so you can get it again. But whenever you're just ready to submit, you go to File, and you're going to go to Save. Save As is probably what you're going to have to do because you're probably automatically logged into your OneDrive. So not save, just do Save As, this PC, and then it'll pull up. It's going to be saving to your documents, and you're going to enter a file. Now, a lot of times it'll just say like untitled document. You don't want to ever save your documents as untitled because then over the years if you keep doing that, then you're gonna have to search through a million documents to try to figure out where your document is. You want to save your document as whatever it's called. So if you're doing the Laws of Life essay, you would title it Laws of Life essay. If you're doing a Romeo and Juliet, you could title it like RJ essay, or Shakespeare or whatever. If you're just going to make it something generic like essay, you're going to be in high school for 4 years. You're going to be possibly in college for another 4. You're going to be writing more than one essay. So saving it as just essay is not very smart. So again, you want to save it what it is. So let's just say this is MLA document. That's what I'm going to save it as, and you click Save, and now it's saved. It's changed the name up here. It's saved. And then from there, you can always find it using Canvas. You can find it using any other program. It's going to be on your computer. So I have another tutorial for using Google Docs. Google Docs, like I've said in the past, is a great way to make sure that you never lose your documents. Again, you can't upload things to Canvas from Google. They're not really compatible, but you can create something on a Google document. It's just like Word, but it's free, and you have access to it anywhere, and it saves every 3 seconds or so. So there's no chance of losing it. If you do something on Google, you would have to change it to a Word document eventually when you're done. But I've had many instances where students have spent an hour writing their entire essay on Word, and then something goes wrong and Word deletes it and it's gone. That wouldn't happen if you were typing it in a Google document and then you just like pasted all your hard work into a Word document. That way you have it in 2 places. There's no chance you're going to lose it. So that's just my advice to you. Again, there's another video on how to use Google. Super easy. And I even show you there how to download it as a Word document, so there's no copying and pasting or anything at that point. So this is your MLA formatted document, and if you're just insistent upon setting it up this way and typing it within the Word document and you're confident that you know you're not going to lose your document, once you do like just a little bit of work, you should go ahead and save it to your computer. Once you've done this, what I just did, and it says that it's saved to this PC, type for 10 minutes and then you just click this little thing. It looks like a disk. You probably don't know what those are nowadays, but this is what we used to have to save on. It's a little floppy disk. So every 10 minutes or so, you just click that and it saves. It's not going to pop up with anything or say anything. It's just saving. So if you've had experience with Word losing your stuff, you type a bunch of stuff here and you did something new and you have a really awesome sentence that you just wrote and you want to make sure it's saved, you just click the little save thing again, and now it's saved, as you can see right here. So again, that's the safest way to save your documents and make sure you don't ever lose anything.